You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
We're this evening going to be firstly joined live in the studio with Richard Jeferies, and it's always good to have Richard here at the Monday Night Community Show. Richard, it's good to see you.
Daniel, it's an absolute pleasure to be back again after what seems like forever.
So what have you been doing since we last spoke, Richard?
Quite a lot. I've been very, very busy. I think the last time we spoke I was involved with Mudlarks and Turner's Lot, having founded them and got them underway, and now they've enjoyed their own individual successes. I know you've had the guys up here from Mudlarks doing shows and things for you. I took a step back quite happily to let them go forward, and they've just thrived. Turner's Lot had a fantastic exhibition at the weekend. If anyone managed to make it to Trinity Hall, there was some really inspiring pieces of artwork on show there, so it was a pleasure to meet those guys, meet up with them again and enjoy what was coming out. Personally, I've been doing as much stuff as I can. I mean, only recently I've been designing tattoos for a very good friend of mine, which is a great feeling because it's better than somebody just buying your artwork. They've actually got it inscribed in their skin forever, and that's a real buzz. I've been doing skull painting art workshops, which has spawned its own Facebook group, Boneheads, where we get some really interesting pictures posted and novel ideas. I've been judging art competitions for the East Church lot, who have their regular sort of seasonal fair. I've provided some artwork for an Alice themed tea tent only recently down at the English Festival down at Riverside, which was a fantastic event. I think about 15,000 people turned up to it. It was really a great load of fun. Let's see what else. A little thing that started as a joke at work, which was Goth on My Keyboard, has spawned again its own little Facebook group. She's a happy little character, completely different, and gets herself into some scrapes. A lot of people have compared her to Nemi, but she's taken on a life of her own. Like I said, it was just a little gag, but she really has thrived. We've got cards now. She'll definitely be making an appearance at exhibition we have at the weekend. This weekend was part of a very fun evening on Sunday, which was the Survived site-based performance show at Sun Pier in Chatham, as part of the Creatorbot team's event, which was fantastic concept. Basically, we took over a building that was due for renovation, so ceilings are hanging down, the walls are sort of not plastered, and it's the wire and cables and things everywhere, and we put on a post-nuclear, post-apocalypse themed sort of surgery clinic. So this was a place where in theory people were coming after the apocalypse, and they were sort of being treated for all kinds of radiation burns and other conditions. And what we did is we had these set piece wards around the building, and then members of the public would come in, they would follow the tour around, not strictly guided. In a way, they had to find their own way through. They would pass through some rooms where these things would be happening, and it was great. We interacted in character at all times with the audience and gave them sort of the feeling they were actually in this whole sort of post-nuclear, post-apocalypse event, and it was just a fantastic experience. A lot of it you had to think up on the hoof yourself. You really did have to ad-lib, but it was great to be in a character and to let that character sort of talk through you. And it was just really was fantastic, very exhausting. My youngest daughter Isabella, who's 9, really took it under her wing. She went off, and she what started as just a simple piece for her, she made a whole complete character out of. Actually sort of made it quite upsetting for some people because she was so in character. She had to play this distraught girl that had lost her mother, and the way she just went off and did it, it was fantastic to see, screaming, running around, but sort of always under control. So I think, yes, there's another little star in the making there. I've been doing some painting and drawing myself, actually catching up on some long-standing things that I wanted to do myself and actually complete. And you know, as an artist yourself, Daniel, you have these ideas and you never actually get to finish them because you're busy doing other things. And so I've actually managed to spend some time getting some artwork of my own done.
I was wondering, what are you currently working on?
Well, it's a very busy schedule at the moment, Daniel. Let's see now. One of the projects I'm doing is I'm working with Mike Emerson and Alana Jones of Dizzy O'Dare, and they're doing their show called Mystery, which is sort of a steampunk theatre piece for the Fuse Festival that's coming up in Medway. And what they've done, they're taking this old caravan, taking the side off, making them into doors that will become a performance space. So it'll actually become a stage for them to perform in front of. But what they wanted is they didn't want it just to be static. They wanted to make the caravan to a kind of museum, so that people could come and have a look around when the performance wasn't actually on as well. So it's sort of a continuing sort of process. It's not just one thing during the day. Now, the general theme they were going for was some steampunk sort of theme on it, and they got in contact with me because I've been doing a bit of steampunk artwork lately, and I've been making a load of what I consider great fun steampunk artwork. It's been a great pleasure to do, because I've looked at a lot of what I've done is I've used a lot of recycled elements, because it had to be lightweight, because the caravan had a weight limit. You couldn't use the normal brass and wood that you would normally get the whole steampunk thing. So I've had to sort of think out, don't say outside the box, but around the box, shall we say, and sort of come up with some novel ideas of making metal textures that aren't metal. So that's been a lot of fun, and that's actually being filmed for a TV show, which more on that later, I hope. I've also been working with Natasha Steer and the CreatorBot team, not only for the Survived event that we've just done, but this new project that we have going, which is CreatorBox, which is a art vending machine. So if you imagine one of the toy dispensers that you would normally see on the seafront, where you would put in £1 and you would get out a cheap little plastic toy that you'd probably lose before you went home. Well, the idea is that you put in £1, but what you get out inside your little plastic ball is an original piece of art done by local artists. It gives the local artists a chance to promote their work, and it gives you something really unique that hopefully you'll treasure. Something you might leave it in the ball, or on display, or take it out. It's just a fantastic idea. We saw an article about a similar project that they ran in Leeds, and apparently it's also been running in the US as well. And it's a great fun idea. In part it's part of this whole upcycling thing, where we take something that's not in use anymore, like the old vending machines, and we reuse them. Plus, it's putting some creativity in the hands of the general public at an affordable price. It's great to have something unique and original. I mean, there just seems to be an upsurge now in people having artwork, and I can understand it, because it's something very, very different. It's not mass produced. So we're asking local artists, local art groups. I mean, Turner's Lot, the group that I've already been involved with, they're getting heavily behind it. I believe you're going to give us some concrete to put in there, which would be fantastic.
And it's a nice size, the ball, actually, because when I've read about it, I imagine sort of a little Kinder Egg size, but it's actually more of a washing powder ball, I suppose.
Well, the ball is 9 centimetres in diameter, so if you imagine, say, a 50 centimetre cube would fit quite nicely inside, and that gives you so much scope. You can do a little book, you can do a little piece of painting, you can put a scroll of original text, you can put a fabric item that you sort of made, whether it be a pin cushioned or something embellished. You could probably even squeeze a small scarf in there if you wanted to. It's just something original like silk painting. You could push that in. And so we're saying to artists, just provide us anything you want, and you can put in there your own contact details. We'll package the balls up. It takes 200 balls to fill it up, so we're looking for as many artists to be involved as you want, and you can give us as many pieces as you want. I mean, if 20 artists give us 10 balls, then we've got the first fill, which is really good. Now, the best thing about this is that Medway have got right behind it, and they're really supporting us. And I actually want it to be an integral part of the Fuse Festival again, that's coming up. So there's going to be so much publicity around it. It's going to be there at the opening. We're going to do a big filling up ceremony and dropping the balls in. And it's great that they've actually got behind us. And they're also laid on 2 workshops, the Brook Theatre in Chatham, which it's an open invitation. You don't have to be an artist. And I mean, you know my philosophy. Art comes from inside anyway, so anybody can make art, can express themselves through the artistic media, and anyone can come along, any age, just come along and have fun. These will be on May the 30th at 6:30 p.m. till 9:30, so probably more the adults and the seniors for that one. But on June the 1st, we'll be having an afternoon workshop from 12 till 3 p.m. again at the Mayor's Parlour, Brook Theatre, Chatham. Any age can come along. All the materials will be supplied. You can bring along things you've already made and drop them off for us. If anyone locally wants to be involved, give me a call and I'll come round and pick them up. because I just want so many people to be in there and a part of this really fun kind of idea. So there's that. I think, and what else have I been doing? Yeah, no, I mean, it's just it's something I really have got a lot of passion behind, so I'd like people to be involved with it. Plus, I've got a load of extra workshops coming up with Chris Reed and the Big Fish. We're going to be doing some artworks there. It's just so busy. I just can't breathe sometimes.
So, Richard, what is coming up in the future?
Well, this week alone, let's see. On Thursday, I'm involved with a spoken word night with a group called Red Army Fiction, and that's going to be at the Gallery Cafe. That's up in Bethnal Green in London, but I can thoroughly recommend them. They're a nice group of people, and it'll be poetry and readings and music. And this is in support of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. I can't recommend it enough. This Saturday, my group, a little loose group of artists called Four Artists, will be having an exhibition in the Minster Gatehouse underneath the arch as part of their Minster Gatehouse May Fair. So I can recommend coming along to that. There'll be lots going on. Plus, you'll be able to see some very interesting artwork ranging from my stuff, sculpture, photography, fabric, all sorts of things all mixed together. And also for children, we've got a couple of boards set up where they can add their own characters to a fair scene. So we'll give them some drawing materials and paper, and we'll cut out a little character that they can draw and stick on this big fair scene and sort of populate it with their own little drawings. So that'll be nice for kids to come along and do. And it's all free, of course. That's Saturday. Let's see now. And I may even do a Punch and Judy with Big Fish, because they'll be there. And it's about time I got the Judy dress back on. Yes. Although I might need some extra padding this time. Thursday is the first of the Creator Box workshops for the Art Dispenser. Again, that'll be over in, as I said before, Brook Theatre, Chatham. But again, I want to stress, you don't have to come to the workshop. You can drop off stuff to me, or any way I'll pick it up. We can arrange something. You don't just have to come to the workshop to be part of this event. That's on Thursday, and as I said, it's being heavily supported by Medway and wants to be part of the Fused Festival. There'll be another one on the 1st of June as well. So again, that'll be as I mentioned before, in the afternoon. I think that's a Saturday, so children, anyone can come along to that. Again, all materials will be supplied. And I have to say, I could not have done it without the support of Natasha Steer and Ed at CreatorBot and everybody that's got right behind this. They've been very, very supportive. Then with Chris Reed and the Big Fish Group, we're going to be doing some public art workshops, drawing evenings, all sorts of events down at the shop in the centre of town. Those will be running for the next few months. All sorts of things, keep an ear out. I'll be working with the Promenade Committee. We've got that coming up in September, so there'll be lots going on in that. One of the things we're going to be doing this year is decorated sheep. If you remember last year's, we had signboards in the shape of sheep, which gave you an indication of where things were and to go and see. Well, we're going to take that a step further, and we're going to get some sheep templates, pass them around to anyone who's interested, and you can decorate a sheep in any kind of manner that you like. If you've ever been up to sort of London or places like that where they've done the decorated cows and the elephants and the Easter eggs, then we want to do that. So what we'll do is we get as many of these sheep decorated in, whether it be schools, art groups, local people, local businesses as well, but you can decorate it up. And then the first thing we're going to do, if you remember, there was the field where they had all the scarecrows a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, and then also the sheep was
exactly. Well, now we're going to put all the decorated sheep out there. Hopefully we can get somebody to dress up as Mary and her little lost lamb, and we'll maybe get a few crusty farmers as well, and we'll get a nice fantastic photo opportunity. Then we're going to spread the sheep around the island during the Promenade Festival, and it'll be like a treasure hunt. We'll do a little map, and you can go and see which ones you can find, which will be great fun. Then I've got another plan which we're hoping to get done for towards the end of the year. I'm working with Mandy Shade up at Barton's Point. We're actually going to make a model village for Barton's Point, these lovely little scale model villages. And we thought, yes, it's about time we had one of the islands. So it'll be like themed around the island, going through history, and we'll see what we can get put together for that. So that's another little project that we've got underway. That's just the tip of the iceberg.
So I was wondering, before you go, if there was any useful contact details for our listeners.
Yes, Daniel. Absolutely. I mean, from everything from the Creator Box workshops to the skull painting that I do, and any other art projects that want to be involved in, or anyone's got any ideas of ones they'd like created and worked up. I suppose the simplest contact is my mobile number, 07808 216 494, or you can email me through my website. I've actually finally got around to setting up one, so that's www.richard-jeffereys, JE1FERIES.com. Or you can catch the Facebook groups that are sort of taken on, as I say, a life of their own. That's Boneheads, BONE-HEADS, and of course the Goth on My Keyboard Facebook group, which is always great fun. You get lots of new gags coming out through that. Of course, for the Creator Box, art vending machine, and lots of events going on in Medway. Natasha Steer's website, CreatorBot, always worth a look in. Again, there's just so much going on there. I can recommend it to any artists. The spoken word evening being run by a Facebook group called Red Army Fiction, worth a look. Lots going on there. And I think a lot of these can be found through your BRFM community blog as well.
Yeah, they can.
I think that's just about it. So yeah, I'll just repeat my number, 07808 216 494, or my website, www.richard-jeffereys.com. Thank you.
Richard, as always, it's great to have you here at BRFM.
Thank you, Daniel. It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you again.
That is Richard Jeferies, local artist right here at the Monday Night Community Show.